Hey lovely people, welcome back. We're doing a new moon clearing of the 6th of June and we're just going to do a little tidy up of this. So ensure you're 100% open to receiving healing and we'll get started, shall we? All right, this is just a mini clearings. It's just like a little taster. So we're not going to any depth because it's a group clearing, but it just gives you an idea. And some of these can be incredibly powerful for you anyway. And again, try not to do more than a couple of these a day, because you want to be able to integrate all the changes. So should we get started? Let's do this. Yes. Right, I've got my lovely companion cat, Sammy, next to me, right in front of me. So his head will probably pop in a minute, but right. So, okay, so we're doing the new moon clearing. 0 positive and 100 negative. He's been extra soppy today, so okay, where are we in terms of consciousness? We're at spirit status level, so let's just get your high self team to do a clearing at spirit status level. We want to raise it up to 100 positive, down to 0 negative. This is just like a little new moon tidy up for you, just clears out anything that needs to be cleared. So it's a quickie clearing really for you. And the other one, my normal weekly one, should be out within the next couple of days. Somebody's dribbling. Not me, by the way. It's my cat, Sammy. Right. Okay, where are we going first? Chart 6A, which is Master Programs, Discordant Energy. What are we clearing from you? Failure energy. Okay, so let's just clear all Master Programs, all discordant energy, any programs and any imprints of failure. There's a lot of imprints coming up at the moment. Of course, imprints are strongly held beliefs. In Dolores Cannon's book, she goes into a lot of detail about imprints in the channelings through her subjects. So we can feel that we have that. We've definitely had that past life experience. We've definitely been this. Gosh, if I had a pound for every Queen Cleopatra I've met, or Mary Magdalene, I'd be very, very rich by now. So many people, I've heard it so many times, believe they're reincarnations of Mary Magdalene or Queen Cleopatra, or, you know, and so on and so on and so on. But in reality, what they are is imprints. So we all have that experience. We all have the energy of that experience. We all have the information from that experience within us, within our DNA. And the soul has chosen to have that imprint within them, within their experience. So it's every bit as real, feels every bit as real, but doesn't mean to say they've actually had that lifetime, just that they've got the experience of that lifetime, the feelings from that lifetime, the imprints, if you like fingerprints on a window, that will sit on that window until you remove them, until you polish them off the window. You can see every detail of the thumbprint on a window pane. You can see every detail of it until you remove it. Right. Okay. So chart 10A, which is miscellaneous blocks, and that's the God level of consciousness. Curses, we want to remove curses. I'm not going to ask how many, I'm just going to ask that they're all removed at this level of consciousness from you, whatever they are. Okay, it suddenly stopped. Where next? 17, fine-tuning, which is at Lord of Lords or Law of Laws, level of consciousness. We've got blocks to the creative force. Anything else on there? So let's just remove all those blocks to the creative force at Lord of Lords. Lord of Lords or Law of Lords is the first expression of the living soul. That level of consciousness there. And we can see it on chart 3. So there's incarnational level. And all the way up here, where is it? Living soul. Lord of Lords or Law of Laws. So very often when you have a clearing with me, the starting point is incarnational level. Sometimes it's below that into the denser energies. Spirit status, Holy Spirit status, Christ status, light status, ascended master, one vector, Holy Spirit consciousness, and so on, up to the Godhead and above there, and then onto the next page and all the way up here, and then 100 and something feet off the page. There, but the goal is to be a minimum of radiant love new paradigm level, an absolute minimum. These days it's way above the page. So okay, where are we going next? 25, which is final assurance. Ramifications. So let's just remove and clear all ramifications. Just a quick tidy up, not going into any detail with this, just a quickie for you. It does feel lighter though. It's amazing, even though they're quick clearings, you know, the teams are clearing stuff from you specifically. So you don't need to understand what's being said. You don't need to watch it. I know it's back to front. You just need to open yourself to receive. If it bothers you, it's back to front, or you can't see it clearly, or whatever archetypes, then have a look at your need for perfection and your need for control, because they may be areas that you might need to work on, to look at. So let's remove, let's clear archetypes. Through Godhead and Spirit. There's something else on here, I feel. What are we looking at? Still archetypes. Okay, is it on the inside? Is it on the outside? Blocks to luminous. Let's clear those blocks to luminous through Spirit, luminous and wellspring. Okay, 2,600 pathways. That's the evolutionary path for the soul, which goes through the animal kingdom as well. Let's clear that. This is memory clearing chart. So clearing any memories held at the higher levels of consciousness and other levels of consciousness that may be affecting us now, that needs to go. Okay. Anything else? Feels like there's something else. Yeah, I can always feel it. What are we looking at? 23, spiritual realms programs. Personal soul package. So let's just clear your personal soul package for you. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, feels like there's something else. Chart 4 of chart 5. What are we looking at? Chart 5, blocks and interference. imprinted brain damage. Again, this is just a strongly held belief. There may not have been your experience. So let's clear all imprints of brain damage at all levels of consciousness on chart 3. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you the books as well. So if you want to know which books to get, whatever, and I'm just going to show you briefly right at the end of this clearing if you want to hang on and just see. I don't get any commission for them, so it's nothing to do with me, but a lot of people are always asking about them. Okay, anything else? No, let's just go to mop up. This is where the bulk of the clearing takes place by the teams on the other side of life. So your teams are really doing the bulk of the clearing right now, clearing away what needs to be cleared from you specifically under this new moon, 6th of June 2024. Just a little tidy up. Okay, anything else? No, are we done? Yeah. Is there anything we want to download to anybody particularly? No. Okay, so let's see where we are now then. 100 positive, 0 negative. As I say, this is just a very quick tidy up. Radiant Love, New Paradigm. So there we go. So there you go. That was just a very quick tidy up for you. I'm just going to get the books, just show you. There is a spiritual healing book as well, but I lent it to somebody and I can't remember who I lent it to, and of course I never got it back. So there's the Freedom Path, and the Freedom Path, yeah, fantastic book. I can't remember which one's first. I think it's this one. So there's lots of case studies in here, and at the back we have index of case studies. He has the original SRT procedure at the back, some major aspects of life. I mean, all of this stuff has been edited and improved and changed a lot since then. So there's a worksheet at the back as well. And there's some of the charts. So we got chart, because a lot of people ask about the charts. There's chart 4. Again, some of these have changed since then. So this is the first book, The Freedom Path, and that gives you all the very basic for the first few charts. There, Robert Detzler was the founder. There he is at the back, who passed a few years ago now. Must be about 4 or 5 years ago now. And then we've got Soul Recreation. I'm sorry it's back to front there. I really don't know how to do this. I mean, you get all the latest charts when you train, do the basic and advanced. Most of them are trained together nowadays, but so at the back of the book, so you've got charts up to chart 17, I think, chart 18, chart 19. So it goes up to chart 20 in this book. So there's a few charts. I mean, some of them have changed since then. Some of the things taken away, some have been altered, but it gives you a good sort of grounding. And I'm a great believer in people being empowered to shift their own stuff. And there was the original levels of consciousness that I showed you. There was the original one, can you see? Which went up to the Godhead. That was the highest there. And that gives you an idea. Then when I'm talking about incarnational level or spirit status level or light status level, you can see the different levels of consciousness. Of course, since then, it's changed a lot, and certainly my levels of consciousness. I'll just show you back down again. You see, it's become a lot more detailed. There's the Godhead, where it was on the original there, and of course we've gone above that and into all these other levels as well, and it's beyond, goes beyond the page now. So you can see there's been a lot of changes. But spiritual healing is the other book. Now in the spiritual healing book, it gives you lots of geometric shapes you can put your hand on or focus on or whatever to help you heal specific conditions. So that's also worth getting. So take a look at that. And I know through kinesiology that we as humans tend to overcomplicate our healing. You know, there can be very, very simple healing mechanisms, just through saying affirmation statements, or from putting your hand on a geometric shape, or just from gently stroking certain areas, can set about all the healing in the body. We're not very gentle with ourselves, and that's usually because we're carrying a lot of self-punishment or whatever, a lot of cultural stuff or social stuff that we've inherited. So anyway, that gives you an idea of the books. So it's Soul Recreation, that's the second book, and The Freedom Path, the first book, and then The Spiritual Healing as well, all by Robert E Detzler. All the details are in the details section, but I felt I had to mention those. And if you want any further details about training, obviously I've got details of who I recommend, but also go to the Spiritual Response Association in America, and they will have a list of people who teach people all over the world SRT, and that way you'll get all the up-to-date charts, all the protocols. Everyone works a little bit differently with that, and I think if you use as much of your intuition as possible, it's all about asking the right questions and feeling into the system. So I hope that helps. Lots of love to you both. To you both, if there's only 2 listeners, to you all. Bye, lovelies.